live. Hold on, I'm not even ready. I'm going to give you guys time to come on. I got to get my earphones. I forgot to get them. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I clicked the live button before. I grabbed my earphones. So, now I always say it's going to be a quick video, but this actually is going to be a quick video. I want to talk about calculated risk and taking risk when you want to become an entrepreneur, when you are trying to start your own business. I believe one of the misconceptions of starting your own business, when you're watching other people who start their business, like you hear me talking about it, I think people think that you just like wake up and you're just like, I want to start my business, boom, next thing you know, my business is started. No, it doesn't happen that way. 2 years ago, I told myself that I wanted to quit corporate jobs. I didn't want to do a corporate job anymore. I wanted to just do my own business. That was 2 years ago. I was 38 years old. I said when I turned 40, I wanted to do my own business. I don't want to wake up every morning going to a job. I don't want to. And so when I made that statement, I knew at that moment that I was going to have to take a risk. I was going to have to risk health benefits, 401k, a comfortable, consistent paycheck every 2 weeks or twice a month. I was going to miss the salary life. I was going to miss all the things, all the great rewards that I get when I get a job. The type of jobs that I quit are not like low-paying jobs. They're great jobs that give me the life that I want to live. So when I made the decision to quit my job, I was taking a risk. And I had to think about that. So what I wanted to talk to you guys, for those of you who are ready to step out on faith or about to step out on faith and your foot is just like dangling because you're not sure about what you want to do, I want to tell you, calculated risk. So risk taking is not blindly. Like when you hear people talk about taking a risk in business, it does not mean you wake up in the morning and you say things like, I'm going to start my business today and I'm cutting off my job and I'm just going to start. That's not what it means. A lot of times, most people are still working their jobs when they start out with starting their business. So it's not for you to drop everything that you're doing to start your business. The goal, when you take calculated risk, the goal is to gradually work towards your business. And there's going to come a moment in your life where the opportunity presents itself and you have to seize the opportunity. So that's why it's so important that you use the time that you have to start preparing to become an entrepreneur. I knew 2 years ago that I was going to quit my job when I turned 40. I knew I was going to do that. And so my next step was, how am I going to do that? Because I know how my life is. I know the different illnesses I have to go through. I need insurance. I need these things. I need a steady paycheck to pay the bills and the comfortable life I want to live. I'm going to need my money. Not to mention other things, car insurance. When you have a car, paying a car note, those things that you don't think about. All those things factor in when you are trying to start your own business and knowing that you do not have the ability to walk off a job. Risk taking is calculated risk taking when it comes to business. You are planning, you are taking risks every day. When you wake up in the morning and you step out your bed, you're taking a risk on deciding if you're going to go to work or if you're not. You take a risk and go, you have a good day. You don't take a risk and go, you lose 8 hours of pay. So that's the kind of risk. When you hear people say, I took a risk, it don't mean they just randomly, decided that they were going to start the business and boom, they stopped working and doing this stuff. Don't quit your job. If you have a current job right now and you are focused on your business, focus on your business. The time that you are not at that place is the time that you spend your energy working on your business. So I wanted to say some things. I wanted to say risk taking is not blind. You don't blindly take risks when it comes to business. Your plans need to be calculated. They need to be make sense, and they need to be realistic. When I planned to not work for the 2 years, I started preparing then. A lot of it, I wasn't trying to collect clients then, but I was setting myself up. I was working on different small things like getting a domain name for my website, paying for that up front, paying for it for like the next 2 or 3 years because I didn't know what was going to happen after I wasn't working. So I did things like that, get my business cards in order, work on my business plan. You guys can be doing that while you are working a job so you can pay for it. Getting your business plan together and understanding what you're trying to do, understanding the market on who you're trying to reach. If you are trying to do the same thing 1 million people are doing, you better have a unique distinction about what you do, or you're going to just be tossed in the crowd. I have customers who have come to me that sell products that Walmart sells. Walmart has everything. And so you have to look at the product that you have and look at how people can easily go to Walmart and buy your products, and then find the uniqueness on why you have that product. And I'm going to give you the answer to that. You ain't got to guess that. I tell all my clients, you aren't Walmart, okay? You aren't Walmart. What you have is unique. You as a business owner, as an entrepreneur selling that product makes it unique itself. And so you as a business owner have to get out of the mindset of small thinking. When you have your products and you have your services, you have to stop thinking at the level of your Facebook friends. And sometimes it's hard. We make statuses when we are selling, when we're trying to promote our business. We are making statuses for our current Facebook audience friends. And that's not your audience. Your audience goes beyond that. And you will learn that when you develop a Facebook business page and you start buying ad requests. You're going to learn very soon that when you purchase an ad and you set your ad to go to United Kingdom or Britain, you're going to learn very soon that there are people out there beyond your current circle that will like your services. So I don't want this video to be long. I want it to be real quick. Risk taking is not blind, but it's calculated based on who you are, your personality, and your specific goals. So when you preset your goals, so when I decided that I was going to quit my job, I had 2 years to prepare, and I was like, okay, this is good. It's a lot of time. I know what I want to do. I know the 2 fields that I want to do. I want to do the virtual assistants. With 3 fields. I want to do virtual assistants. I want to do business consultation services, and I also want to be a writer. I do want to continue my books and different things like that. The reason why I chose virtual assistants is because that's what I've always done. I've worked as an executive assistant for over 20-something years, so that's my niche when it comes to business. So I know business, and so I know that I don't have to sit at a desk for a company. I can do my own virtual business assistant, administrative assistant services. So that's why I chose that. That's not my dream. To be a virtual assistant is not my dream, but it is a replacement for sitting at a 9-to-5 job to fuel the money that I need to do my dream. Now, my dream is to be a writer. My dream is to produce the rest of my books and be an author, to produce plays. That's my dream. But the virtual assistant business, business consultations. I love doing those things, but they are the fuel that's going to fuel my business, my dream as an author. When you're working your desk job or corporate job, whatever you're doing in corporate America, that job is to fuel your dream. It's to fuel whatever you need to get to start building your business. Calculated risk. As an entrepreneur, you are in self mode when you are an entrepreneur. That's why it's so important to not take handouts, to not demote who you are and what you do. You have to be assertive. You have to know your gift, know your skill set level, so that people do not try to diminish that. And you will get that a lot. People will treat you like, if you don't have them or be part of what they're doing, you won't be nothing. And I am quick to dismiss that. I am learning to say no to other people's projects because people want you to be on their team. They want you to be their partner. And then they want you to do all the work. And so I'm working on that. So with being an entrepreneur, you have to take sacrifices. You have to sacrifice a lot. You also have to have a high tolerance for low days and high days. There are going to be days where money is just rolling in. You can't even stop it. And then there are going to be moments where everything is dead silence, where you don't even know where your next payment is going to come through. But the great thing about being an entrepreneur is that it's rewarding. That at the end of the day, you're owning your own business. You're doing your own thing. You're doing what you love, and you're marching to your own beat. You don't have to have this. You don't have to worry about clocking in on somebody else's time. You still have to get up. I still get up. I get up in the morning around 6 a.m. and I start my work day. So it starts early, but by 1:30 I'm taking my nap. So it's rewarding, but don't be fooled in thinking that it's going to be easy. It's not easy. Even when people take out loans and get help and get financial help to start their business, it's still not easy. Because remember, the loans that you take out, you have to pay those back. So starting a business, I don't want to discourage you guys, but I want you to understand what risk taking is when you invest in your business. If you are currently working a full-time job, it's so important to start investing in your business now. Get your business plan, write out your goals. When I forgot to say this part, but when I was doing my 2-year planning, I would have steps, different goals on what I would do. Probably after the first year, when I had about 1 year left, I started really joining virtual assistant groups. I joined the National Virtual Assistants Association. So I can get connections, I can get links. I start connecting with other assistants just to see what they were doing, how much work they can handle. And then 6 months before I turned 40, I was able to get a contract. I was able to get a contract from someone that's not even in Milwaukee. They're actually in New York. And so I handle their information and different things like that. So when I secured that contract, I was like, okay, so I can at least know that if I decide to leave, I can leave between now and when I turn 40, I have the opportunity to leave because I found the contract. So risk, calculated risk. You don't go into it blindly. It does not mean that you take a risk and you wake up in the morning and decide that you're going to quit your job and start your own business. That's not a risk. Risks are calculated. They're calculated to seize the moment when opportunity presents itself. Had I been at work, had I turned 40 and I did not get that contract, I would still be at my job. I wouldn't have quit. I would have waited. And then I'd have to make a Facebook status and say, okay, yeah, in the next 3 years. But this is for you. Your owning your own business is all about you. It's really all about you. You cannot care about what's happening around you. You cannot care about what people are saying. That's what I mean when I say care about what's around you. You cannot let people make the decision for you. This is something you have to make the decision. Don't be in a quick rush to say things. Don't be in a quick rush to go to Facebook and make these posts that you aren't sure or you're not committed to, because anything can change. I can get on Facebook and I can say, you know, I start my new business today. I'm at home, blah, blah, blah. And then it can get shut down within 24 hours. Don't live to impress people. Understand your worth. Know what you can do. And focus on your goals. Because at the end of the day, it's all on you. Don't know, you know, I have my own business and it ain't, you know, I'm not like sipping champagne every day. I'm busy. Like, I really have things to do. And a lot of times, money is not rolling in. I have to get up and do things to make that money roll in until I'm able to have it where it's consistent. That takes work. And like I always tell people, when you do your business plan, you have to plan for the next 6 months to 2 years. You are planning to, I ain't gonna say fail, that's not a good way to say it. But don't expect, don't, how should I say this? I don't want, because I don't know how to say other words. I just say, y'all know how I talk. I just say it. But don't expect to be raining money within 6 months. But, you know, there are some businesses that can do that. It depends on where you go. For example, in the author world, when I write books, money is not going to be raining down the moment I say buy my books. It's going to take a lot of hard work. I am still promoting my first book. I am still seeing results from when I released my book a year ago. And that's not even a long time. The book hasn't even been out. But I would not have quit my job on the day I released my book saying, okay, I'm taking a risk. I'm going to see what happens. That's not what taking a risk means. All right, I got to cut this video short. If you guys have any questions or any comments, let me know. If these videos help you in any sort of way, let me know. I try to talk about different subjects that anything that comes across me more than twice, I know that it's something that I need to talk about. So when you're taking risks, when it comes to starting your business, be mindful of what you're doing. Don't let people make you go out there too soon. We all get hyped up. Like when I talk to them and I help them and give them ideas, they be all hyped up and ready. But I don't want you guys being hyped up where you walk off your job. Don't do that, because I cannot take care of you. So calculated risk. It's not a blind risk. It does not mean you wake up and you just do. Calculated risk is after you have properly planned, you have set goals, and now you are waiting on an opportunity to seize the moment to become a sole entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur while working a job. Entrepreneurship does not mean you don't work a job. I worked a 9 to 5 and I still was an entrepreneur. So don't make that mistake, and don't be so quick to do things just so you can say you're doing stuff. That stuff is so last year. Like, that's so 20s. We're grown adults. Don't do that. Don't. It's so important when you're taking risks. Risk does not mean giving it all. Risk in entrepreneurship is not the same risk you take when you're gambling money. Those are not the same thing. So don't look at it like that. When you are taking a calculated risk in business, it's because you have planned already. You have a setup. You have a next move. And once you see that, you have everything laid out. You set the path. You've done your business plan. You've done your marketing research. You know your area. You have secured a building. You have secured clients. You have reached out to clients saying, you have put together contracts, 3-month contracts in advance. You have everything in place. And now you're waiting and you're saying, okay, I think I can do this now. I think I'm ready. When? I'm waiting on the opportunity. You may come into work and they say, you know what? 3 months, we letting everybody go. That's a calculated risk. It's like, that's my moment. Now I can do a smooth transition. So I'm in this video. Oh my God. I'm trying not to make 20-minute videos. I'm trying to make them 10 minutes or less. So I got to work on that. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me see if I can read any comments. Hey, Kamika. She said it's helping me and I only hit the end of it. I must go back and watch. Okay. Yeah, so go back and watch the beginning. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I know I get a lot of people to watch after the fact. If you watch after the fact, let me know. Hit me up. Let me know that you watched this video. I speak to inspire, to encourage you when it comes to business. I'm usually never negative. Anything I say is to help you, to push you, and to provide you with resources that you won't get anywhere, that you normally won't get. When I start, I'm not going to start a whole new conversation, but I do want to say this. When I first started my clerical business, I started when I was in my 20s. I had my daughter, and she was in Pampers. I was like 20 years old. She needed Pampers. I knew how to write, and I decided that I was going to write term papers for college students. And that's how I got started. And people were paying me to write their papers. And I'm like, oh my God, this is nothing for me to write. But people were paying it, and I would tell them, if you get anything less than a B, you call me and I will give your money back. And that's how confident I was back in my 20s. So I've been doing this for a long time, and so I've always had a business sense. But it's only been recent that I said, I'm not going to go back and work for a company. I'm going to step out and take a risk and do this. But just know, I didn't just wake up and say I'm taking a risk, goodbye job. No, it's a preparation for me. It takes time to prepare for a business. The only time I would have just jumped out had I submitted my manuscript and got a contract to do books. Now that's something different. But for the rest of us who are just have regular jobs and regular money right now, understand what a calculated risk is. It is a risk that has been that has goals, that has been planned, and all you're doing is waiting to seize the opportunity. That's what the risk the risk is, when you wait to seize the opportunity. I gotta go. It's 21 minutes. Also, this new this program I'm using is called Ecamm. They allow you to use it for 7 days for free. So that's what I'm using to do my live from my computer versus my phone. And it's much easier. So I really like it. I don't know if I'm going to buy in yet because it's kind of expensive. I got to make sure if I purchase this program, it has to benefit. I have to be, people have to let me know that they benefit from this. Otherwise, I will use free programs to just go live instead of paying a lot of services. And that's a business decision. I don't have money to just throw out there unless it's going to generate even more money back to me. So you guys have a blessed day. I hope this video helps you.